What's going on, everybody, and welcome to This Is Interesting, the podcast where we tell you what we think is interesting in the world of news, entertainment, video games, you name it. And with me, as always, is my man Jay. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, I'm back and still have $0 towards the Tesla fund.
We're keeping you for a while, man. Yep, and we're also
Long
back.
time.
We're also back recording on a Monday because of me this time. We took the kid to the zoo, man. Like, zoo time with the kiddo. I think he had a blast. I'm not sure. He didn't really want to stay in his stroller, so we were holding him the whole time. And let me tell you, that boy is thick. You got nothing on that?
I just want to let you know that today is still Sunday.
Oh, it is Sunday. Wow. All right, never mind. I'll just all right, should I do that?
We could just pretend that it's Monday and we could just leave that in.
Listen, whatever day it is, we're recording. You're listening to this on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or whenever you're listening to. We appreciate you listening, and don't forget, rate us 5 stars or 4 stars or whatever. Just don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But with that all being said, let's get right into it. So I'm going to start us off with what's interesting. And so I got a Disney thing that I found interesting. So I was scrolling the Twitter landscape and I saw an article from I don't remember who it was from, but it was basically stating that Disney has a prototype for a lightsaber, dude. And so
when you told me it was a Disney thing, I had a feeling that's what it was, but I didn't want to say it.
Oh, okay. So like it's crazy. So like I saw the prototype and I was thinking to myself, damn. I said a lightsaber. I was like, this is cool until the first dude chops his arm off. And then I started doing some research on it and I found out that it's not actually a real lightsaber, but it is realistic. And the most realistic thing comes with, so it's not an actual blade. So, you know, you're not going to be able to melt through blast doors or cut your hand off. But it's got an illuminated blade that actually like retracts up. So it doesn't look, it looks real, but it's not the real thing. So that was my first idea. I was like, damn, this could be like amazing, but it's not real. It's just really dope looking retractable. It's also going to be like, I don't know, in the $150 to $200 range, which sounds a little ridiculous to me, but that's just all
little bit, but it still sounds pretty awesome.
Right?
Like I still want it.
It'll probably be better than those dinky plastic ones that we used to smack each other in the heads with.
Probably. I bought, before they had that Galaxy's Edge thing in Disney, I had they had that Star Toys ride.
Oh, yeah,
you've been on that?
Yeah, I know what that is.
And they had a little shop in there where you could build a lightsaber, but it was pretty much one of those plastic things.
Yeah.
So I built one, and it was like, I don't know, $40 maybe.
Dude.
But it definitely was not as cool as what you're talking about right now.
I used to, back in the day, I had a Darth Maul dual lightsaber. Dude, that was the coolest thing in the world. Like
that sounds awesome.
You could lock up the one side so that it could just be a single lightsaber, and then you could just let it rip and have a dual lightsaber. And like me and a friend of mine, he'd come over to the house and we would lightsaber battle in the backyard, but it was very poor. It was a really poor lightsaber battle, but damn, man, was it fun, because you pull out that double and forget it. I think the end result of that double lightsaber is I somehow broke it in half.
Oh no.
which I get. I think it was something like I wanted to reenact the movie where Darth gets his lightsaber like strung in half, and I was like, well, I can do that too, and then I broke it, and then I was like, oh wait. I was like, oh wait. I was like, Grandma, I kind of did a thing. I broke my thing, and she goes, well, that's your problem, dude. But yeah, that's my Disney. thing. I heard you have a interesting Disney thing
Yes,
yourself.
I do. I actually have an update on the Morocco penis from last week.
Oh, the penis!
So remember how I told you that there was construction walls around it and it was probably going away?
Yes. No, they're going to keep it.
So the construction walls are down. And so is the penis. But, and actually I'm going to send you this article right now. It now looks like a chode with a door. I just texted you the article so you could see it. So they added a door and they made it shorter.
So what you're telling me is that they kept the tip on. So
pretty much.
Oh man. So wait. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So it did get circumcised, is what you're telling me. Oh wow. Okay. You know what it kind of looks like? It kind of looks like, speaking of Disney and Star Wars, it kind of looks like one of those Star Wars doors on like Tatooine.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, now that I think about it, that's funny, man. They should have just They should have just been like, they should have. Oh, I'm looking at an old picture of it. That's so funny, dude. The Moroccan penis was circumcised.
I can't believe they kept that same shape though. They just made it shorter.
So you could say that it took the extension off?
I guess so. And they added a door. How weird. Like, what's behind that door?
That is a great question, actually. Damn. Next time you go to Disney, you know the first thing you're going to do.
Yep, I'm be trying to open that door.
You're going to be like, babe, I got to go to the Moroccan penis door. I got to see what's inside. That's probably where the explicit Disney section is. Oh, man, that's good.
All right, so my next thing... So there's this Egyptian YouTuber. I'm probably going to mess up this name, but it's Zayad? Something like that.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
A year ago, she faked her death.
Oh!
Did you see this?
No. Well, yes and no. I didn't know what it was about. But I saw that there was a thing where an Egyptian YouTuber had to, or like disappeared from YouTube. It was like a mystery or something, and I didn't know more about it. But like yes, this sounds familiar.
It might not be the same thing. So she faked her death a year ago on April 9th, and she did it like in the middle of them doing a video. They were like eating spaghetti or something, and it was in front of her husband and children, and she faked her death. And then exactly 1 year later, on April 9th, this year, 2021, she passed away.
Yeah.
So the same exact day, she faked her death a year later.
For real. Oh.
She passed away from a lack of oxygen due to a geyser gas leak. But how? Yeah,
what?
I don't know. There's some gas leak in their house. I guess it wasn't very ventilated. But 1 year later, on the same day she fakes her death, she died.
Yo, karma. Karma's a savage, right? Dude. Don't listen, guys. Don't mess with karma. Like if you, oh man, that is ridiculous. Oh man. What else you got?
So the last thing, I don't know if you saw on Facebook what Gabby and I watched on Friday night.
I probably did, but probably didn't. I'm the type of guy who goes on Facebook for 2 to 3 minutes a day. So
yeah, I'm right there with you.
Probably didn't.
So on Hulu, I watched The Orange Years, which is the story of Nickelodeon, and it has it from. It's pretty much telling the story of Nickelodeon from the beginning into the 2000s. And let me tell you, that was such a nostalgia trip for me.
I was gonna say, the first thing I actually thought of when you said Nickelodeon and looking at the comings of like Nickelodeon, the first thing I thought of was, damn, I wonder how raunchy did it get? Was it just kind of educational, or did it go into every freaking Nickelodeon show had terms that only adults would understand?
No, it wasn't that bad. I know there was stuff in there, and then these shows probably wouldn't have made it today.
Oh no. Yeah, absolutely not. With the way everything is demonetized today, and how everybody's kind of just, you know, everybody's looking to get somebody. You know, also the age of social media doesn't help anything because you can't hide
No.
anything. Like, and if people find it, and like you could do something and be slick and think, well, I'm probably safe. No, the internet, nothing's safe on the internet. If you posted it, even if you delete something, they'll find you. Like, they'll find it, and it'll get spread all over the world, and it's crazy. But what did you say? That was the orange years?
Yeah, it's called the orange years. So I know you told me earlier, before we started recording, that you didn't watch TV that much when you were a kid. So I don't know if you'll feel the same way about this like I did, but I loved every second of it.
It depends on what it's about. Like, I like documentaries, so I mean, if it's talking about older shows, like, I mean, like, it talks about SpongeBob.
It goes up to SpongeBob. It pretty much goes into the 2000s. So like
Rocket Power,
but it goes back farther, like Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, Hey Arnold, even farther back when, I don't know if you knew this, but Nickelodeon used to be called Pinwheel when it first started.
No, I didn't actually know
so
that.
So it literally goes from the beginning.
Speaking of not being able to make it, Ren and Stimpy?
No. Definitely not.
Ren and Stimpy shouldn't have been a cartoon. Can we be honest about that? Ren and Stimpy shouldn't have been a cartoon. That show is dark. And I'm not sure if I'd let, like, my child, when he gets older, I don't know if I would just be like, hey, watch this old cartoon. Nah, let's just stick with SpongeBob. and like, I don't know, I'll find you some clips of Ed, Ed and Eddie, which I know isn't Nickelodeon.
No, Cartoon Network.
But yes, Cartoon Network, which, yeah, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now that brings me back. Courage.
That was a good show, too.
Love that show. That and Ed, Ed and Eddie were my two shows growing up.
See, I mostly watched Nickelodeon growing up. Like All That, Kenan and Kel.
Oh, I've seen Who Loves Orange Soda?
Is it true?
I love orange soda.
I do. Ooh.
Damn. Now that brings me back. Maybe I fibbed a little about not watching TV. Because I know all of these, like, lines. Yeah, Kenan and Kel. Hey, I got a weird question that I thought of. How do you think Kel, like, feels about Kenan? Since I believe Kenan went on to do Saturday Night Live. So how do you think he feels? He's kind of like in the sidelines, like, hey, I love orange soda, but that guy gets to do Saturday Night Live? Like, what?
I don't know if they're really friends anymore. I know. I'm trying to remember what I was even watching.
Is that kind of like Drake and Josh? Like, they started resenting each other and hating each other?
Something like that. I know they grew apart, and
yeah, because one got more famous than the other. That's usually how it works. That's kind of how this podcast is gonna go. Like one of us is gonna become a star, and the other's just gonna kind of be like, "Oh, okay, I'll hold the bags." Or like when you actually buy the Tesla and boogie on all of us, then it's gonna be like, "Oh, damn, he was serious."
Yep, see ya.
That was interesting.
Continuing this What's Interesting, we got a lot of stuff this time go around, folks. So my next What's Interesting is about Square Enix. You know who Square Enix is? You know what they're the Final Fantasy. They have a bunch of other games, and I'm blanking on. But that's besides. The Final Fantasy is their big gem. Well, there's been rumors circulating lately that somebody is trying to purchase Square Enix.
And who would that somebody be?
Now, well, that's the thing. So Square Enix came out and made a statement. I'm reading this from Engadget.com. This is where I found this article, and basically, the statement that the statement that Square came out and said is, "We do not consider selling off the company or any part of its business, nor have we received any offer from any third party to acquire the company or any part of its businesses." So they're denying claims, but Bloomberg Japan has been posting that there is two different bankers which aren't named in this article, and I actually couldn't figure out any information, so it could just be a fake release by Square. But what Bloomberg Japan thinks Square is doing here is because they recently released Marvel's Avengers game, and it did poor in the sales. I don't have numbers, but I just know that the game was poorly reviewed, and it rated poorly, and it sold poorly. So what Bloomberg Japan thinks is that Square purposely put out information that they were being bought so that it would raise the stock of the company. Because when the talks came out, the stock of Square rose 14% right after the rumors started. But there are no rumors of that being sold. This does come off of the heels of that Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That was recent, wasn't it?
For $7.5 billion.
Wow. That's so much money.
Yes, so the big speculation about all of this is the idea of, well, with Bethesda being bought out, who's next? And Square would be that one company because they have titles like Final Fantasy that continue, and Kingdom Hearts, which is huge, and they do the Tomb Raider games, and I am also drawing a blank. They got a lot of games.
Those are really big ones, though. So those alone.
But those are those alone are the big ones, and a lot of people would be trying to acquire them, but there is no. It's just interesting to me that it's just a rumor, but Square came out and said, "No, we're good."
That wouldn't surprise me.
The company
if they were actually selling, because LG did the same thing when rumors first came out of them canceling their phone division, and then what happened? Not too long later, they canceled their phone division. So,
well, that's the thing. So people who know Square Enix used to be SquareSoft, and SquareSoft was bought by Square Enix, and then shortly after, some will argue that now I still enjoyed the games that Square Enix made Final Fantasy X on. So SquareSoft was responsible for 9 through 1, and then part of Kingdom Hearts, for example, the first 1 to 2 were part of SquareSoft, while Square Enix was responsible for Kingdom Hearts 3. And I enjoyed all 3 of them, but there are some people who, after the company almost went bankrupt a couple of times after Square Enix bought SquareSoft, because a couple of the Final Fantasies they made kind of bombed. And when Final Fantasy 14, which is online only, you have to pay for it each month, came out, it bombed immediately. I don't know if you remember, this was years ago, but the game bombed, and they had...
No, that sounds like a terrible idea. No wonder it bombed.
No wonder it bombed. It actually, it's kind of like World of Warcraft, dude. It's huge. It's one of those games that's huge, but the problem was the game was released too soon, and it was really buggy, and it crashed on people, and people started going nuts, and they almost went bankrupt. And then a new guy came in and kind of did his thing, and then they made money off of it. Now Square is doing okay today. Last year, the Final Fantasy VII remake came out, which did them really well. They have a couple other big titles on the horizon that'll save them, but it's just the idea that nobody's safe, dude. 7.5 billion, Microsoft just has 7.5 billion to throw around. Those dudes at Bethesda don't have to work a day in their life. Their kids, grandkids,
nope, they're all set.
Never have
with
to
that kind of money
for the rest of their lives. That's a lot of money, dude.
I was thinking
that's
that
a
earlier.
lot of Teslas, bro. All right. And finally, in this What's Interesting segment, I have... So, do you know who, or have you heard the name
sounds familiar.
LaMarcus Aldridge? If you haven't, it's okay. So LaMarcus Aldridge is a basketball player. He, I don't know where he started his career, but he was playing for the San Antonio Spurs before he went to the Brooklyn Nets. If you don't know basketball, Brooklyn Nets are like these overpowered. There's like 6 dudes on the Brooklyn Nets who are all like considered, if not superstars. Like they have a super team. Like it is the most unbelievable sports thing in the history. But recently something like crazy happened with LaMarcus Aldridge. Like, so this dude is a basketball, and he's an average player. Like he's not anything like, he's not a superstar. Like he's not LeBron James level or some of these other guys. He's a good basketball player. I want to mention this. He's 35. Now, 35 is kind of old for a basketball player, but with today's technology, you got guys like LeBron who's 36 and Tom Brady who's like 495, still playing football. So mid-season, LaMarcus Aldridge retired. And it's like, dude, you're probably going to ring like LeBron and the Lakers. LeBron is out injured. Like his body's old and it's catching up to him. He had a good chance. The dude never won a ring in his life, and he had a chance to win a ring, but he had to retire. And he released a statement, and it was kind of shocking.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read you his statement, and then we can discuss it a little bit because it's nuts. So it goes, "Today, I write this letter with a heavy heart. My last game I played while dealing with an irregular heartbeat. Later on that night, my rhythm got even worse, which really worried me even more." Before I continue, that's nuts. Like, first off, a regular heartbeat, my grandmother had that, and she had to get a defibrillator. Was it?
No, that's what brings you back to life.
She had to get
pacemaker.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. No, she had to get a pacemaker. Thank you. Yes, to regulate her heartbeat, because she would get AFib, which is basically when the heart just stops. Like one side of the heart will stop beating. Yeah. And because it goes out of place and stuff. So this dude was playing basketball with that. And we don't know how long, but that's
especially untreated. Like if you have that treated, like if it's not as bad that you need a pacemaker, you could just take medicine that will.
While my grandmother was alive, she would say about it. There were times where like she'll be sleeping and she'll just wake up and she'll be in a dead of sweat, and you start to feel dizzy and you start to feel weird, and it's just like she knew. Like every time she was like, I got to go to the hospital. It's nuts. And to just play basketball and just keep going, it's like, but so the next morning I told the team what was going on, and they were great getting me to the hospital and getting me checked out. Though I'm better now, what I felt with my heart that night was still one of the scariest things I've experienced. With that being said, I've made the difficult decision to retire from the NBA. For 15 years, I've put basketball first, and now it is time to put my health and family first. I'm thankful for everything this game. I don't think I have to read the rest of this, because the rest of it is just him thanking. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is, and I understand a lot of people will be like, oh, who cares? He's made millions of dollars. That's not the reason why I wanted to bring this up. What's interesting about this, to me, is the idea that we live our lives day on, and it's one of those things where like you live your life and you just go with the flow until something feels weird, and then you're like, oh wow, I really, and the problem that we as people, humans, have is we take for granted certain things that that we do in life. And it's like, one day you wake up and everything's cool, and the next morning you wake up and you can't breathe out of your nose, and then you're like, oh wow, now I'm inconvenienced. But a lot of people don't do anything with that, and this is just kind of like a this is kind of just like Jiffy giving you a little PSA on like, hey everybody, just keep in touch with your bodies. If you feel a little weird, even though it's a waste of time to go to the doctor, just go to the doctor. Get yourself checked out, because 1 second you could be running with your dogs, and the next second you could be sitting on the couch and you have a heart attack.
Yep.
It could happen that fast. But it's just the idea, and I know people will say, oh, well, he's good for the rest of his life. It's like, yeah, he's good for the rest of his life, but the millions upon millions of people who are like not good, yeah, it's just like, just keep up with your physical and mental health.
You never know
very
what could happen.
Important. No, it's crazy. It's crazy how we go day to day. Like if you do the math, I've been alive 33. I'm thinking ahead. I've been alive 30 years. You've been alive 33 years. And it's there are a couple of times in my life when I've broken bones or when I was sick, which I haven't been sick in years, but jinx, knock on wood on that one. But where you just kind of go with the flow, and it's like you take for granted of how good things are. So the thing that you can take from this interesting part is don't take anything for granted, people. Because it's nuts to me that yes, that dude is set for life, but like I watch a lot of basketball, and he was on his way. They were like the Brooklyn Nets, with all the superpowers and the talent they have, they can win a title this year. And he just
Yep.
signed up. He was just like, look, I'm done. I can't do this.
I can relate to the heart thing.
It's scary.
Because I don't know if you know this, but probably for the last 6 years, I've had like issues with heart palpitations. I've had a couple heart monitors.
No, I didn't know that.
ECGs and all that, and everything was benign. But I still have them. Like I still randomly have them.
So so you know all about living your life. Not even it's not even living your life to the fullest. It's just living your life with the idea that, like, my mental and physical health are more important than, like, for example, not, I know you really want a Tesla, but if you had to choose, I would hope at least if you had to choose between Tesla and your health, I would assume or hope you would choose your health. But I mean,
I still think I'd pick health.
As a you sound so regrettable, like saying that. You're like, oh man, I guess.
Well, I mean, I got to be alive to be able to ride in a Tesla, so.
That was interesting.
Little blue bars danced in my window, but they don't want me know. What's going on, everybody? And now it's Tech with Jay. My man Jay gonna give us the tech of the week. So what you got, Jay?
All right. So up first, we have Bleep from Intel. This is actually something you told me about. So Bleep is artificial intelligence software by Intel that censors hate speech.
Right. So as in, like,
so there's the software has different categories. So this is just a couple of them. They had categories for racism, swearing, name calling, and things like that. And they actually have a scale for each one of those categories. So they have the option of to censor none, some, most, or all, which I kind of find that kind of funny because be like, oh, you know what? Today I'm feeling some racism. I don't want to go all out, but I want some.
Yeah. And today I just want all the racism. So you know what? Bleep nothing. Catchy name.
Yeah.
Bleep. You know what I mean? Like it's a catchy name. I'm just curious how it works, right? So I assume that they throw in, they have one of those things where, like, you can type in or program in, like, what words are good and what words are not good. It's kind of like if you were to give your child a tablet or something, and you would have a list of things like websites that the kid can't, like, so the kid doesn't actually, like, hop on Pornhub and, gets into weird stuff like that. So I feel like it's the same thing. I just, it's a shame, right, that we live in a world
something like
where
that?
It's like, yeah, where, like, kids, like, I don't know about you, man, but back in the day, if my mom heard anything like that, I would get a hand across the cheek, dude, like, and then I'd have to eat a bar of soap, and then I'd be standing in the corner for, like, days. and I'd have nothing. And kids nowadays, I just hear these and I'm just like, yo, parents, like, get control of your children. I just, it's unbelievable to me. And like, I have a 9-month-old son now, and I mean, I guess I don't know what I would do if I found out that he was playing Call of Duty and was being like racist and all of that. Oh geez, I should really turn that off. But like, it reminds me of actually another basketball story that like I remember. This was a couple weeks ago, and I'll only bring it up because it kind of used like the ignorant argument. So a guy, and I'm not gonna say the word, but a guy used on a Call of Duty game. He was an NBA player for the Miami Heat, and on a Call of Duty lobby, he called a dude he used a Semitic term, which is like a Jewish slur, and I won't say the word. Obviously, I'm not gonna fall for that. But he in his apology, he was trying to tell people, he was like, hey, I understand now what I did was wrong and what I said was hurtful, but I didn't know what that word meant. And I'm just like, dude, what? You didn't know what that mean? Because from what I read, the audio that people heard of you saying it was kind of like, you knew what you were talking about, dude. And it's just like, you didn't know what it means. Well, I don't know about you, Jay, but I don't usually say words that I don't know either what they mean, because I believe that's talking out of your ass. And if you're talking out of your ass, I don't want to talk to you. Like, it's just like that's the problem though. It's like people use ignorance as their motives going forward. It's kind of like if you are on trial, and it's kind of like if you're on trial and they're you killed someone and they're trying to plea for you, and they say that like you're pleading in like that you're mentally unstable, and it's just like, that's not a like, can we stop with this whole mentally unstable stuff? Listen, if you're really mentally unstable, that's one thing, but you're telling me thousands upon thousands of murderers are mentally unstable? Like, no. Like, I'm not gonna fall for it. But with that, so what else do you have?
The next thing I have is Siri. You know who Siri is, right? On the iPhone?
Yes.
So
Siri.
I know you don't keep up with Apple News, and I've always kept up with Apple News, and probably more so lately since I have an Apple phone now. So Siri leaked when Apple's next event was going to be.
Ooh, thank you, Siri.
Yep, see, there she goes talking about it right now. Anyways, thank you, Siri.
That's not I was gonna thank you.
So that's exactly what I was talking about. So last month it was rumored that there was going to be an Apple event on March 23rd. Like, there were so many different leakers that pointed to March 23rd was definitely going to be an Apple event. Even one, his name is John Prosser. He runs a YouTube channel called Front Page Tech that I've been watching for the last couple years. He even bet his eyebrows that there would be an event on March 23rd. Well, it turns out there's no event on March 23rd. So he shaved his eyebrows off.
That man lost his eyebrows.
So then the new supposed Apple event was supposed to be in April. So we're like almost 2 weeks into April, and like all the leakers and fans are kind of like losing their minds because they're like, this event's supposed to be this month. No one's announced it yet. What's going on?
Right. What are these events? Are these events usually to like showcase new items coming out? Kind of like a press conference?
This one would have been for hardware because Apple has not released any new hardware yet this year. So everyone's getting like really antsy. So we're almost 2 weeks in April, and there's no word of Apple announcing this event. So then out of nowhere on April 13th, someone, I don't know where this even originated, asked Siri, don't talk Siri, when the next Apple event was going to be. And it actually gave a legitimate answer of April 20th.
Well, that's 2 days away. So that would be Tuesday.
And then that same afternoon, Apple announced the event.
Oh, wow.
So I think they must have set it up in Siri too early or something.
So who's getting fired?
Apparently Siri.
I just want to know. Apparently Siri is fired.
I just thought that was really funny how that happened.
That's wild. You know what's crazy? Jumping off of that is I have a Galaxy phone, and the Galaxy phone, like, I haven't set it up. Maybe it's really cool, but they got this thing called Bixby. And I'm just like, it sounds corny as hell, but I think it's supposed to do, and I don't know this factually, but I think it's supposed to do the same exact thing that Siri does, where you could say, Bixby, play my, play all songs on shuffle, or Bixby, what's the weather like tomorrow? Something like kind of like Siri, but I think it's a knockoff, like, not as good version. I wouldn't know. I haven't played with it. I just know that I tap the button sometimes, and then I'm just like, bitch, shut up. Stop
it's
talking.
pretty much the same thing. Probably not as good.
Bixby. I mean, the name isn't even that good.
No, it doesn't really roll off the tongue.
What the hell are we doing? Come on. No. Siri rolls off the tongue, but I know she's annoying as hell. Like,
she's actually not very
She's
smart.
kind of like
like the Google Assistant is way better.
Is way better. Yeah, it's kind of like Alexa. It's like I start a conversation and then I'm just like, Alexa, don't listen to me. And then the blue light lights up, and then it just turns right off, and it's just like, yeah, okay, she listening now. All right, what else you got?
I got a fun one for you. So Nintendo is suing Bowser.
Oh, the not Bowser the character.
No, not Bowser the character.
Or Bowser the president, or not the president. Bowser the there's a guy named Bowser. He's like in charge of blah blah blah. Whatever,
yeah, that's
Bowser.
It's not him either. Actually, it's actually a different Bowser.
Wow, I didn't know that name was popular.
Yeah, it's actually pretty ironic. No, this is Gary Bowser, and he is the leader of a Switch hacking group named Team Executor.
Oh, geez.
So Nintendo is suing him. The lawsuit is focused on an international pirate ring and selling Switch-oriented hacking tools. Geez. So that was probably his biggest mistake right there, is actually selling these tools. Because that's like, once you start making money off of something that's not yours.
Can I tell you a funny story that's not related to this? So I heard a while ago, so there was this kid, and his mom was she was like the CEO representative of America. She was basically like America's correspondent when it came to Nike. Her kid was getting Nike shoes at a discount because her mom worked for Nike and was reselling them for a cheaper profit, right? And making huge amounts of money. And then one day he was posting. I don't remember if he was posting online or something, but like he ended up he did this for a couple of years, and then he ended up getting caught, and his mom had to step down because this dude was taking his mom's business and was selling Nikes on the side. Like, it's just
damn, that's messed up.
It's just like, sorry, mom, I was trying to make a profit, but Jesus, man, how stupid can you be? Just sell the Nikes and shut the hell your mouth. I think he if I think about it, it's coming back to me where he like did an interview. Oh, he did an interview with I can't remember, but he did an interview with someone. It actually, just because this story is like 2 or 3 months old, he did an interview with a bigger, like a big interviewer or something, and then shit. I want to remember this so bad, but I can't. But anyway, continue your story about Bowser, or Bowser, or however you say it. Bowser.
So you prepared to hear how much money he's going to have to pay out if he loses?
Oh, no. Listen, before you say that number, I'll tell you this. It's got to be huge because Nintendo does not play.
No.
Like, Nintendo, actually, this is a story I do know. So, Etika, the famous YouTuber who was, like, starting to get really popular, there was a guy who was making Etika Joy-Cons, because Joy-Con boys. So, he was making Joy-Con boys Joy-Cons. And Nintendo gave him a cease and desist letter. Even though the guy who was making the Joy-Cons for a dead guy, for Etika, was non-profiting off of these. He was putting all the money he made off of these Joy-Cons, he was putting into charity. And Nintendo was like, nah, you need to stop.
Damn, they're ruthless.
So what's the total for Mr. Bowser?
So he will have to pay $2,500 for each traffic device, plus $150,000 per copyright violation. So I don't know how many counts of each of these things are.
You don't know how
but
many
even if
sold?
it was one of each, that's still like almost $200,000.
So we don't know a number of how many he sold.
No.
That's one of those things, like, it's so tough, man, because you start doing these things and it's just like you want to tell people so bad. It's like the Nike guy I told you. That kid wanted to be popular so bad, but it's like, dude, shut up. Just make your money, mind your damn business, and keep it moving. Like, if my mom worked for Nike, I wouldn't be telling a goddamn soul. I would just be selling my Nikes, keeping it moving. The dude was making like $100,000 a month plus.
That's insane.
He had a full inventory like warehouse where he can just go and get Nikes for like discounted prices. Like,
oh man.
So is this lawsuit like it's in talks, right?
Whoops, I believe so.
Okay, if you deleted it, it's fine. We'll have to keep it. We'll have to keep watch of this, and
see if anything comes out of it.
We'll have to update the viewers as we figure anything else out about this, because that's crazy. I want to know if this guy has to pay all that money back, because or not all that money back, but if he has to pay. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. The moral of the story is Nintendo are savages, and don't mess with them, because they will get you. They will find you. Listen, how fast did that Mario 64 multiplayer game disappear?
Oh yeah, that was pretty quick.
Like, don't mess with Nintendo, people. Jay, you got anything else?
Nope, that is it.
That was interesting.
All right, and the next thing on agenda on this podcast is we are going to do the Did You Know segment. So I will start us off. Jay, did you know, while I slowly but surely pull this up from within my phone, did you know that for 20 years a cat served as a mayor of an Alaskan town?
I did not.
Let me, I'll read you some stuff. In 1997, an orange cat named Stubbs became honorary mayor of the Alaskan town of Talkeetna, with a population of 772 in 2000. It would not have taken too many votes to earn the position, and the small town did not actually have a real human mayor anyway. But Stubbs proved adept at the role, gaining fans from around the world and serving in the position for years, greeting tourists and becoming a beloved symbol of the town until his death in 2017. A cat was mayor, ladies and gentlemen. Jay, what you got?
I'm just trying to think about how that worked. Like, did the cat go into an office every day, or was the cat just home and that was the mayor at home?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here laughing.
I'm just very curious.
I'm just sitting here laughing how stupid that sounds. A cat. I got nothing against cats, but a cat. Listen, that cat probably did a better job in 20 years than some politicians have done in 150 years. So, not naming names, but
Probably.
What you got, Jay?
So I actually heard this fact on another podcast. So that guy I was talking about earlier, John Prosser.
Yeah.
He has a podcast with his friend Sam from another YouTube channel called iUpdate. So they have a podcast called The Genius Bar, and they talk about Apple news.
Okay.
Well, this came out the day before the Apple event was leaked and then announced. So they had a very slow news week and had nothing to really talk about. So they kind of just went off talking about random things. Okay. And then the guy John brought up this one fact. So, did you know? Actually, first, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever seen a bird's nest?
I would like to say yes, but I feel like as though this is a trick question.
It's not. Have you ever seen the inside of a bird's nest?
That, no, I have not.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, I've seen the inside of plenty of bird nests, and I never see poop in there, and there's babies. So why is that?
Uh-oh. Nah. Wait. Okay, go.
So did you know that mama birds eat their babies' poop from their butt? Right from their butthole. So the babies feed, and then they turn around and shit in their mother's mouth.
This is wow. Mother Nature is like, what? I don't even know what.
I googled it after I heard it on there, and it's true. Yeah.
Oh my god, I have nothing. Like
Yeah, I don't know if I can top this one next week. I think I topped the Moroccan penis from last week, but I don't think I'm going to be able to top this one.
You are setting your standards way too high, my friend. But we carry on. So the question of the week, I based this question off of I was driving down the street and I looked over and I saw a shopping center with an empty building. And I thought to myself, if I owned a shopping center, what would I put inside those the shopping center buildings? Like, what stores would I have in my shopping center? So that's the question of the week. I don't care who goes first here. I mean, I'll go first. Shoot, I'm talking. So in my
when aren't you?
In my in my shopping mall, I would have, first off, I would have a grocery store. Now, it wouldn't be a grocery store as like a Giant or or a Target or boring stuff like that. I would just have a grocery store. It'd be kind of normal, but you'd be able to get whatever the hell you wanted inside that grocery store. Picture this. I'm actually just making this up as I go. You walk in, and all you can see in front of you is black. Nothing but darkness. You go up to a computer, and you punch in the computer. I want eggs, meat, milk. I need a new pair of shoes for Timmy. I need my daughter Cynthia needs a new comb. Boom, you punch it in the computer goes boom, and your stuff is bagged and ready to go. You get in and out of the grocery store in 5 minutes. Futuristic grocery store. The other store, because I'm an Adidas guy, I'd have to have an Adidas store. But it wouldn't be futuristic. It would just be you walk in, Adidas. They'd have just nothing but Adidas clothes. I'd have some type of video game store, probably a GameStop. Probably not, since GameStop is going to be gone within the next 5 years because they don't know how to micromanage their money properly. So maybe GameStop, maybe not. I'd have a pet store, because not to sell pets, but pets are cute. Like, once you're done, because you save so much time in your grocery store, shopping, because the computer just beep, 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 boo, 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 boo. and boom, you got your bags. You have time to go look at, cute animals. Like we'd have like puppies and cats and birds and alligators. And then if you didn't like pets, because I don't understand why you wouldn't like pets, we'd have a place called Extreme Zone. You know what Extreme Zone is, Jay? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's extreme. Think of anything you can possibly think of. It's extreme. It's kind of like a Sky Zone in our area, where you'd go and you'd be able to jump on like trampolines and go through obstacle courses and get shot out of a cannon. Fun stuff like that, like onto a net, and you could play dodgeball and on trampolines, because that's fun. And that would be my shopping center. 5 stores. Jay, hit me with yours.
All right, we had a kind of a similar approach. All mine are real stores. I didn't make any of this up. But I was trying to I couldn't think of what direction I wanted to go with it, so I kind of went with the logical direction. So first, I have to ask you, what store do you think I would put in there? Exactly, that was first on the list before I thought about anything.
Yeah, that was right. When I text you, hey, the question of the week is going to be what would your shopping center look like? I bet you immediately was like, well, Disney store.
Right down in my notes.
I was like, that was easy. All right.
So
we still need 4 more.
So I had the Disney store down. That's kind of my escape. Next, I have Best Buy, because I need my electronics. I need my video games. I need my TVs.
You know what? That's smart. Tech guy.
Yep.
Needs his tech.
Next, I have Target. So Target will provide me with a variety of things, which there's also tech and video games there. Yes. We got clothes. We got groceries. Basic groceries, but you can get 99.9% of what you need there.
Absolutely.
So next I have Red Robin down for a place to eat. So if I don't feel like cooking, I can go to a restaurant.
I didn't put a place to eat.
Hey, you got your grocery store. I guess you're always going to be cooking.
I got my futuristic grocery store. So you could just type in, I want a Royal Red Robin from Red Robin, and it'll just be boop, 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 and then boom, it's already takeout, here to go. But anyway, continue. Red Robin. Damn, you know what we should have done? And this is late notice, and I'm leaving this all in the podcast. What we should have done was we should have made our lists, and then we should have tried to guess each other's lists. Oh, that would have been good.
We could probably do that with another question.
Next week's question, we're going to guess each other's answers. All right. I think you still need one more.
I have one more, and I'm really up in the air about this last one. I originally had AutoZone down with question marks, because I was trying to think of like everything I could possibly need in this shopping center. So I had AutoZone down in case I had car troubles. But, I rarely have car troubles. I can drive to another shopping center somewhere. So I'm going to put something more fun there.
Yep.
And I'm going to go with the movie theater. Those things that we used to go to that maybe we will go to one day again. I hope so.
Possibly. Depends. Maybe. Without a mask. But wear your mask, people. Please, for God's sake, so we can get out of this, please. But damn, yours. So I could have guessed. If we were doing the guessing, I could have guessed. I could have guessed Disney Store. I could have guessed Red Robin. I probably could have guessed Target if you gave me some hints. But besides that, I think I would have been. I think those 2 I would have been able to guess. I made mine up on the spot. For those who the need to know, I actually had, like, before we started this, I had 4 out of 5, and this whole time I was trying to think, what do I want while we're doing this podcast, and then I thought of Extreme Zone. You think there's a place where we could get shot out of a cannon? Because I think that would be kind of fun. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know.
I could maybe get down with that.
Probably.
I have to see the whole setup. I got to see where I'm getting shot. Dude, how far I'm gonna fall.
Picture. Well, no. Okay. So picture it. It. You're in a cannon. You're in it. You're inside a. Everyone, close your eyes. Picture this. You're in a cannon. You're looking straight ahead, and all you can see is a target.
Not the
it's
store,
a Target,
right?
and it's got points. No, not the store, because that would just be a little wild. But the Target in the distance is waiting for you, and you tell the guy when you're ready. Boom, he shoots you. You're wearing Velcro. You can do some flips and spins. Don't land on your head. Now that I think about it, cannons, way too dangerous. Because it would be fun, and the guy will tell you, hey, you can do some spins, you can do some flips, but you gotta land on your belly or your back, or you're gonna die. And so now that I think about it, people in 2021 are way too irresponsible, and you cannot trust people with anything. And so you know what? Cannon that can launch you onto a Velcro thing, great idea, never gonna happen.
So if you didn't do the target thing, you could have it shoot and like lob you into like, I don't know, a thing of foam or something. You don't have to be like Jello. It doesn't have to be a target because you could.
I've always, you know what? That's true. I've always wanted to make a pool of Jello, to be honest with you, and jump in. Maybe one day. Who knows?
Could
Maybe
be a YouTube video. Who knows?
Right. That was interesting.
The Jiffy's Rant segment. So, before I tell you guys what I'm ranting about this week, it's a serious question. It's something that I've been thinking about for my whole damn life, okay? And I want to let you know how I figured this out. I was having a random conversation with my wife, and it just came out. And so, Jay, I want to know, what the hell is up with Tuesday? All right? And let me explain, okay? Think about the week. Monday. Monday is the start of the work week, okay? Wednesday is hump day, okay? Thursday is Thirsty Thursdays or the day before Friday. What's Friday? Friday's the last day of the week. What's the weekend? Saturday and Sunday. Those are when you get things done. Productive days. So that leaves me with the question, Jay, what the hell is Tuesday?
Tuesday is when our podcast
Tuesday
goes
is
up.
that.
That's what Tuesday is. We solved Tuesday's problem.
We are visionaries, Jay. It's exactly what I hoped you were going to say. We're looking at the landscape, and I told you every single day, Tuesday is that day that drags. It's not hump day. It's not the day before Friday. It's not Friday, which is also payday. It's not the weekend where you have fun. It's not even Monday, where everyone hates Mondays, but it's not even the start of the week. Tuesday is useless. Can we just get rid of Tuesdays? Well, we could before, but now, no, you can't get rid of Tuesdays because we have our podcast being released. So America, you're welcome. We, for every Tuesday, for about an hour of your day, we fill you with knowledge. We fill you with entertainment. We allow you to lay on the couch and be lazy, America. So I ask you the question again, besides the podcast, what the hell is Tuesday? Do you have an answer besides podcast? Because I don't. It's a useless day.
I do have another answer.
It does. Yes, enlighten us, please. I want to know the answer to this damn question because it's been 30 years of my life I've lived, and I didn't know. I didn't have any reason for a Tuesday. Tuesday was the worst day of the week. Even when you were back in school, Tuesday. The hell is this Tuesday?
Are you ready for this?
What you got?
I'm really close to the mic for this one. I don't know why, but it's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday!
That was interesting.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's just Jiffy. Jay gives his best wishes. We actually forgot to record the ending of the podcast, so if you guys made it this far, we appreciate you. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and until we meet again, we'll see y'all in a jiff. Stay tuned. Later. Bye.